Alright guys, what's up? It's Orkan here. Gonna be playing some Star Citizen tonight. So far it's just gonna be me. Hopefully some other people will hop on as the night progresses. But I just kind of wanted to take a moment to showcase this game with my stream, as well as give it a stream test. I actually need to update that information real quick.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and game.
We will be hearing one of my friends in the background, but he's Alright, the stream has started.
Yeet.
So, as you can see, for those of you who haven't seen this game before, because I know a lot of my friends have been asking about this, you start off in a bed. This is where you're going to spawn in, at least for right now. We're in 3.0. You come over here and you open the door. So there's an interaction menu that you access by hitting the F button.
About to
Boom.
assault an enemy HQ by myself.
Nice. But it brings up this little pointer here, and you can interact with things with that pointer. So, other than that, it's standard movement. It's like any other game would be in the FPS setting. Gonna move downstairs. And that was the bunks, basically, or the rooms. So this is Port Olisar. Really cool. Got quite a few shops in here. You've got Kasaba. It's a clothing store, which the cool thing about all the stores in this game is that all of the clothing is interactable, and you actually buy it from the rack. So instead of going up and talking to some shopkeep and him having a list of items, you actually pick out items that you want, and a lot of times you can try them on as well. So lots of shirts, pants, hats, all that kind of stuff in here. This is the main desk, I guess you could say. It's got the trading and shipping consoles on it, where you can select a ship and put materials into them, or sell materials from one of your ships to the station, make money. Moving on, Dumper's Depot. This place is pretty neat.
Dang,
You can buy ship parts and use those ship parts to upgrade your ship, of course. And give me just a second. I'm gonna mute him for you guys. And we will bring him back. So more people come back on. Alright. While I'm showing you guys around, I'll keep it muted. So, moving along, we can go to the other side here. And on the right side, we have security defense. So this is where you're going to come to buy armor at first. There are different locations, different ports, I guess you could say, that have different armor selections, different clothing selections, different weapon selections, all that kind of stuff. But this is where you come to buy your spacesuits and your armor to go over those spacesuits and things of that nature. All the shopkeeps actually kind of talk to you. Of course, what they say is limited at the moment, but it is what it is. So this is live fire weapons. And as you can see, all the guns on the wall. Of course, you can interact with them like any other store. Got ammunition along the bottom rack here. And there's also some in the display case. And then you've got your medical and oxygen pins. So oxygen pins, pretty self-explanatory, I think. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, it says tank suit right next to the little picture of the body. And that white line is your oxygen levels. And if you're running low on oxygen, you can hit yourself with an oxygen pin and it'll inject more oxygen. The suit, basically, allow you to survive longer. So that's all the shops that are here on Port Olisar currently. Let's go ahead and pull a ship and go have some fun. So this is the ship retrieval console, and it's got multiple panels on it for people to come in and pull ships. Something to note about Port Olisar is that there are 4 struts that have the basically 0 through 10 decks, and all of these 4 struts are on the same space station, but they're not necessarily connected. Like you can't walk from one to the other, technically. So right now we're on strut A, you can tell by all the signs. There's also a strut B, strut C, and strut D. So let's go ahead and pull a ship. I currently have a bug right now where every time I file an insurance claim, it duplicates my ship, so ignore all of those. I don't have that many Avenger Titans, don't worry about it. But I'm also a subscriber, so I have access to the Dragonfly, the Constellation, and the Ursa Rover as well. Not going to pull out the Constellation. I'm actually having a lot of fun flying around in the Titan. So let's go ahead and pull that out. I actually upgraded to the Titan, about a week or so ago, and it's definitely worth it if you're running the Aurora or Mustang package. It's fast, it's agile, it's got a little bit more firepower than both of those ships, so it's a worthwhile upgrade, and it's only like $20 or something like that. It's nothing to upgrade to. So these are the airlocks, which is really cool. All of the screens actually work and will tell you whether it's pressurized or depressurized. Of course, depressurized means that it's set to go out into space. Pressurized mean that it's pressurized to the station. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And we're going to go up to the pad here. Of course, to get into your ship, you're going to use that same interaction menu. This is part of my wing here. Interesting. So you can go in through the back of this ship. I don't like to, because the back of this ship is a little bit glitched out. It'll kill you sometimes. Keep in mind this is alpha, so there's some things that aren't worked out yet. But you can also get in through the actual crew station. So you can do it the old-fashioned way, open the canopy, open the ladder, and then climb the ladder, or you can just hit enter ship, and it'll do all that for you. Give me just a second. I'm going to unmute Discord now. What's up, man? Got the stream going?
Oh, okay.
Just to keep you informed. So that is Kai. That's one of my buddies that I game with.
How's the stream going?
So far, it's been looking pretty good. Oh, hopefully it stays that way. Yeah, I think this 2-box setup is working pretty well.
Oh, okay. You got it working? Cool.
So once you get in your ship, there's a couple ways to start up. The way I do it is I just hit the 8 button,
Armor?
because the 8 button is
I
going...
shut it down for a second.
Give me just a second. Alright, anyways, the 8 button is going to completely power up your ship, do everything for you automatically. The other way you can do that, you use your interaction menu, of course, and you look down and go to your power button and it'll say flight ready. Interacting with that, so clicking it will also just power up everything. The old-fashioned way of doing it, of course, is powering on. Oh man, this ship is beat up. We're gonna have to go get it repaired. But once you get your power up, you go and turn your engines on. So now we are ready to take off. and being a little bit buggy right now. We'll get past it. That's another thing that happens sometimes is you get glitched to the landing pad. We'll just power off. Cycling power usually fixes this for me. There we go. In the world. Let's go get this ship fixed up, because it is hurting right now. So, this whole interaction menu, this is your star chart, and I am drifting like a
I'm
madman.
trying to set up my Twitch, but I forget how much of a hassle.
I don't know what's going on right now. Cannot control my ship. There we go. Okay. So, now that we're away from the station, and if I drift I won't hit anything. Okay. So, as I was saying, that map that I had pulled up, that's your navigation map. So the way you actually warp to different areas within this system is you hit F2,
Have a good night. Have fun
and
shooting.
you can see this map of the Crusader system. Now, keep in mind, this is all we have access to at the moment, is all the way out to Delamar. But this is part of a bigger actual solar system with Hurston and ArcCorp. But we just have a planetary system right now with Crusader, so it's a planet and its moons. Still crazy big, so this game's going to get a lot bigger. Like I said, this is your map, basically. So the way you're going to navigate somewhere is you find where you want to navigate to, you click on it, and you hit set destination. And once you set the destination, that's where you're going to see this diamond in the distance. When I'm pointing at it, it's a lot bigger. If I turn away, you can see it's a tinier diamond that you have to kind of search for. But you can point the nose of your ship at it, and it's going to highlight like that, and then you hit B, and it's going to activate your quantum drive. So right now we're getting interdicted, that's why this screen is shaking like crazy. Basically some pirates are pulling us out of warp, but there's nothing to actually lock you out of warping again at the moment in the game, so you can just kind of warp away from danger. Keep going here. They're just going to keep interdicting me this whole path, probably. Actually, we're only 5k out. So that was probably the last one. Yep, there we go. So this is the Cryastra service station. This is where you're going to come to refuel, to rearm, to repair. Land on one of these pads, and it'll give me the option to purchase all of those items. Of course, I've actually got to get control of my ship enough to do this. Gear down. Now it wants to fly. So we're just going to fly in towards this green arrow. This is where it's telling us to land. And then we will, once we get over it, you can land it yourself manually, or you can do it the easy way. And all you do is hold in, and it'll land for you. And it looks like it actually pulled our repairs for us already, but that's the landing procedure. Just hold in, and it'll touch it down nice and easy. Let's make sure that it actually refilled everything. Still not seeing my missiles, so go back up and come back down and see if we can't get that taken care of. Probably need to go higher than that to reset it. Alright, so hitting F1 pulls up your Moby glass, and this is where all of your interactions come from. So go ahead and just hit restock. It doesn't look like we need much fuel. You're going to see eventually down here, it should refill all of my weapons. So my main guns are taken care of, but it's not refilling my missiles yet. Try again. Definitely let me know what you guys think of the stream. Let me know how the quality is and everything. Really interested to find out how this is going. Tried to stream Star Citizen the other night and did not go as well as I would have hoped with quality. But hopefully that is all taken care of now. Is not wanting to restock me. Let's see if I force it down. Not gonna work, is it? It is not wanting to restock my missiles. Oh well, we'll just have to deal with it for now. I think we'll need them. So, I'm going to go show you guys what I think is probably the coolest area in the game right now. So, this is over on Delamar, which is the farthest moon. And it's not actually a moon, it's supposed to be an asteroid. They just have it in here so they can display it in the game right now, but it's not actually going to be a part of the Crusader system. But as you can see, it is almost 900 kilometers away, so we're going to warp to it. We're probably going to get interdicted quite a few times going through this. Alright, so we got to point back at Delamar and warp. Uh-oh. Just hit another bug. Oh man. So sometimes this thing happens where when you try to warp, your ship will kind of freeze up. But it looks like we've finally broken out of it, so we will continue. And it doesn't look like they actually banged us up any, so not too worried about it. So, this is our ship from the outside, flying through space. You can see the laser cannons on the sides there. If I go ahead and fire them, they're on the wings under there. And then we've got this minigun kind of thing going on the front. Pretty cool. So, F4. Alright, so this is Delamar, the asteroid, if you want to call it that. Got a lot of debris around it. This isn't exactly a belt, I wouldn't say. There's too many gaps in it, but it's just kind of debris that is orbiting this asteroid, which is pretty cool. This whole this whole moon can be landed on. So say I wanted to go land up in that little mountain range, that's good. I can do that. There's no problem there, which is really cool. And these things are huge. I want to say that there was a joke going on in one of the conferences that one of these craters, I don't remember which one it was, but was the size of Skyrim, basically. So crazy stuff. And the way you're going to move around these moons is the orbital markers. They're OM points. OM stands for orbital marker. And these things orbit with the planet. They have a geosynchronous orbit, I guess you could say. So they're going to be above the same point at all times. But I'm going to go ahead and warp to OM4 here. You can warp to these to get around the planet really or the moon really fast. We'll be there for planets as well, most likely. That way you're not having to spend all the time flying, because these are usually very large masses that would take quite some time to circumnavigate. So we're going to jump to OM5, then we're going to head into Levski. You can see Levski kind of off to the left side of the screen right now, highlighted. And Levski is what I want to show all you guys who haven't seen the game before, because this is one of the coolest places to come visit. We're going to point our nose towards it, and it's going to accelerate. Seems like it's being a little touchy tonight. I might have to make an insurance claim on this ship, because it is not wanting to work. So one thing for those of you who are playing, just kind of a little tip. Yeah, this thing's being weird. That is definitely not the max speed. So interesting. Don't know what's going on because we just got it repaired, so it's not like it's damaged. But it is definitely going much slower than it should. Cycle power again. See what happens. So we're in coupled flight, but it's acting like we're in decoupled flight here. Actually, it's not giving us any forward momentum here at all. See if something is wrong. Options here. Still only going 390. So we can burn into Levski like this. It's okay. It'll take a little bit longer, but that's fine. And then we'll just make the insurance claim once we get there, and hopefully this will all get figured out. Even my camera's acting weird. interesting that decided to mess up like this. Actually, it looks like it's kind of flying a little bit sideways as well. We're gonna have to kind of finagle this a little bit. You can tell kind of the direction that I'm flying. By the way that all this little space debris is moving across the screen. Which is interesting. Let's check something else. We're getting 40 frames, which is phenomenal for where the game is right now. Let's go back to Port Olisar, actually. I don't think this is going to work because the direction that everything's deflecting and all that is kind of changing a little bit. Which isn't exactly good for us. So oh boy. We are dead in the water right now. Not getting any response whatsoever. And ship looks healthy. Okay, there it is after a little bit of a delayed response. Okay, we're gonna do this. If it'll let us. Did not. Yep, so that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, so now we're actually moving again. It's interesting, kind of some of the little bugs you'll find. They actually have a whole area on their website dedicated to reporting bugs, so I'll definitely have to clip out this part of the video and send it in and try to figure out what's going on. Because it's not the first time I've lost control authority of my ship before. So as you can see over on the left side of my HUD, you can see max safe speed and current altitude. That's indication that we're actually in the atmosphere of this asteroid called Delamar. And the max safe speed is something that we just don't want to exceed, and we actually can't exceed it at the moment. But that's also why my ship is kind of tilting from side to side. It's interacting with the atmosphere. And once we fly up, we're going to have to come to a stop, which hopefully our ship will allow us to do right now. Because the way you end up landing here is a little bit different than other areas in the game. Alright, so it's a little hard to see because darkness is actually kind of encroaching. It looks like this is actually due to some mass floating around in space. But you can kind of see these 4 little areas in the distance here. So those are where we're going to be landing. And I'm going to make an assumption here and hope I'm right. And say that it's probably going to put me in 1 here. So to request a landing, you actually have to request landings in this game, which is really cool. You can't just go and land. You'll quote-unquote break the law and get some outlaw status. But you go down to your comms panel. You can also access this through your mobiGlass. But yeah, the easiest way to do it is definitely to go down your comms panel in your ship. And right here you'll see it says Levski landing control. and I want to open comms with them. Now this part's going to be automatic. You don't have to go through the, requesting landing. It's just going to do it for you. So, there you go. Doors opening up. And this is why this is one of my favorite places to come to, is just because of these doors, these hangars that you land in. So, we're going to fly up and deploy our gear. There's the arrow telling us where to land. And once we fly in here, I come to a stop, hold down the N button, and it's going to auto land us in the hangar. You can see we've got our landing gear down. Boom, just like that. So we're going to go ahead and power off. As you can see, our ship was kind of freaking out there and starting to take off on its own. There's a lot of things with the rotational mechanics of the moons and stuff like that that hasn't been entirely worked out yet. So unless you power your ship off, it's still going to try to counteract certain things in the atmosphere. We're going to hit exit ship. And now it's time to take a look around Levski. I am getting darn near 60 frames there for a second, which is phenomenal. So let's make that go. So this is standard hangar that you're going to land in. And you go up this ramp. It says to customs and habitation. And there will be an elevator here. And on this panel to the right hand side, you'll use your interact with F. Click on the call button. And we wait for a second. So step inside, and you've got a couple options that'll typically show up. It's going to say to customs or to hangar 1, just like this. We want to go to customs because we were already in hangar 1. Alright, so now we're in the main base of Levski. This is your ship consoles, your ship retrieval consoles. So they're right here by the hangar doors. Really ease of access. You got elevators up to the top lobby, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. And then this is your customs checkpoint. It doesn't do anything at the moment, but I'm sure it will in the future. And right now you just kind of walk through and the guys just stare at you. But, alright. Actually, I'm going to go back to the ship terminal and file a claim. This is the one that wasn't working. File a claim on it, and you're going to see, yeah, maybe somewhere. Yeah, okay, so it spawned in yet another Avenger Titan. And the way it's supposed to work is when you file a claim, it gives you a countdown. And that countdown, once it expires, will give you your ship back. And then you can also expedite it, which right now it's free, but eventually in game, both of these things are going to cost money. And the expediting will just speed up the time it takes to get your ship back. So, alright, we've got our Avenger Titan here. Ready to go. Hopefully that one's not giving us the issues. And actually, now that I think about it, this is just duplicating. It might duplicate everything that's wrong with that ship. So, interact with this panel again, and we'll just try to claim the first one. Not going to let us. Go to a different panel. There we go. We'll actually try to file a claim on this one. Maybe not. Oh well. It is what it is. So let's run over to the trade hub here, and I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way because I know I want to do a trade run. So let's choose this one. And somebody's been trading Laranite today. We'll just do corundum for now. I know that's profitable. Not going to make much money off of it, but it is what it is. That went through. Yes, it did. So yeah, this is Levski. This is, of course, it says the admin office. This is where you've got your trade consoles and everything. And you've got a guy sitting behind the desk. Doesn't do much. Neither does that. So there's a lot to show you inside of Levski. Tons of hallways and corridors and crazy stuff. Not going to show it all to you because that would take way too much time and it probably wouldn't be very fun to watch. Here's Liberty Maintenance. Not really anything you can do here right now, but eventually it's going to allow you to repair your ship at Levski. This takes you into, of course, as it says, residential area. So you can go in there, and if you spawn at Levski, that's where you're going to spawn in, is in the residential area. There's a couple of them. I think there's another one on this side. Yeah, more habitation. So you got a big statue here in the middle. And this is the crater that we were hovering over before we came into land. It's hard to see a little bit right now because it's nighttime outside, but it is what it is. Let's go downstairs. I'm going to show you the real fun part of Levski here. This is going to call an elevator up. We're going to get inside, and I'm actually going to mess with some options here. Realizing that you guys probably can't play the game. Try that. There we go. I can hear the music and everything. So we're going to hit down to the Grand Barter. And as you can see, there's that crater like I was talking about, kind of a mining operation going on here. And an off-the-books mining operation, well, if I might add. Alright, so come out of the elevator now that it's open. You got power and control units over there. Bunch of stuff I'm not going to show at the moment, but this is the big part, the Grand Barter. So this is the entrance to the Grand Barter, of course. Nice and rigged up. Got a couple hallways to follow. Both of these ways, if you go left or right, they're going to take you to the same place, so there's no point in freaking out about it. Come in here, and boom. You've got the Grand Barter down there. So there's a lot of stores here as well. There's a hospital there. Last I checked, you can't go inside. Yes, so it's got the caution tape around it. Of course, it's going to be where you can go to get some treatment. There's going to be supposedly diseases and stuff that you can get in the game. So this says Dumper's Depot is over here. So of course, just like at Port Olisar, Dumper's Depot is where you're going to go buy ship parts. So just like there, you've got EOS, and it's not giving me any information about it. Let's see. That's if I hit buy. Quantum Drive. Right, so you can buy some different quantum drives. This has got a pretty large max distance, but not large enough to be traveling in between planets, I don't think. And then let's look at the Goliath over here. So 1.15 million kilometers, which is quite the distance. Over here, you've got shield generators. And all of this stuff you can already buy, and I'm pretty sure attached to your ship. And it's just got this stuff laying around all over the place. Dumper's Depot is Pretty accurate if you ask me, because this place is always looking like a dump. Yeah, cooling systems as well, because your ship can overheat, or systems can overheat, I should say. So, there's Dumper's Depot. Let's go ahead and go back. Go around here. And we're going to go ahead and go to Conscientious Objects first. This is your weapon store. In case you can't tell by the bullseye being used for the word objects. But it's not just the gun store. It's one of the gun stores that has a railgun, which is really awesome. Can do some pretty decent damage to ships and vehicles. Really big gun. I actually have one already. But you've also got the sniper that you can purchase here. And some more ammunition types, grenades, things of that nature. Some different machine guns. Different stuff at different places. Just something to keep in mind. But yeah, you've got frag grenades. Never actually used one, to be honest. But I'm sure they'll come in handy. So that's the gun shop for Levski. Let's go ahead and move out. A little bit of lag there. So we're going to go down these stairs over here now. So those were a couple of the shops, but down here is what actually is considered the Grand Barter, and you're going to see why. It's basically a barter market. So this guy is selling something. Some type of food, probably, looks like. Some quick ready meals. We've got this guy who's selling a bunch of tools. This guy's over here is selling plants. Decorations, if you will. This guy over here, selling the good stuff. Selling the spirits and the beer and all that nonsense. There's a closed down shop over here. Looks like it's probably some type of cafeteria setting. This is actually another kind of clothing store. It's got very few items, but this jacket is always cool. Also got some boots and shoes and stuff down here. And some hard hats. Of course, the guy behind the counter. Also got this. It's a bunch of pictures that this guy is selling, I suppose. Some type of artist. This guy up here, selling fish. Probably alien fish, if I had to guess. And fish tanks. So, lots of crazy neat stuff going on down here. So, we've also got forgeries. Go through here. This is where you're going to buy all of your armor from Levski. So, got some suits here. These are pretty much it. All of the non-Port Olisar places. These red ones. At least I'm pretty sure it's not at Port Olisar. Don't quote me on that. Got some interesting little small armor there. Called the Venture Core. So, let's see what that's about. Lightweight set built for the unknown. Comes with an undersuit. Environmental conditions, features, component armor. Interesting. It looks like it probably has some type of adaptability. But this is the stuff that everybody's wearing that you see. Even if I zoom out on myself here, you can see I'm wearing some type of actual armor. And that's pretty much everything we got. The only difference, the stuff is yellow. They've got their light, medium, and heavy armor. And it may look a little bit different in some ways, but color's the biggest difference that you're going to notice, in all honesty. But that's a look at the Grand Barter. There's one more thing I want to show you guys while we're here. And it's going to require that we go back up the stairs. We're over here. So we're going to go past conscientious objects. The other side, this is not the area that we entered through. It's the opposite side of the area that we entered through. Cafe Moo something. Don't ask me how to pronounce that. But if you go down here, you've got a bar, basically. It's got a bunch of seats around it. Not all of them can be set in, but some of them can. Like these seats here. You can actually take a seat. Have a imaginary drink with your buddies. If that suits your fancy. It's the actual bar area up here. And then it's got a couple specialty rooms. You can come sit on these benches. Can't sit on these couches, but you can sit on the benches. Same thing over here. Can't sit on any of the couches or chairs, but you can sit on the benches. So, back here, just kind of another exit or entrance, I think. Nope. Oh, hey. This is actually a back room. I've never been back here before. Secret. Okay. Join us. You're going to see that all over this place. But atmospheric data, so yeah, looks like a little control room kind of. Got a big safe back here. Probably keeping a lot of money. So, the last thing to really do in here, you can sit on all these seats at the bar, but you can actually,
You looking for somebody?
not gonna let you sit, but you can actually interact with this guy at a certain point. It's mission objectives that you have to complete,
You looking for somebody?
which he'll talk to you if you come stand up next to him, ask you if you're looking for somebody. But after you complete a certain mission line, you can actually come talk to him, sit down in front of him, have a conversation. He'll ask you to do things for him. That whole business. All right. So, I'm gonna come over to this other side and take our leave. I think we're done here. So we're going to go back up the elevator, of course, and then I'm going to show you guys the upper lobby and what that's all about. Once again, guys, if you're watching the stream or just watching this on YouTube, definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think of the stream and what you guys think of the quality of the stream. And if you would, if you enjoy what I'm doing, just go ahead and give me a follow if you're on Twitch, or a subscribe if you're on YouTube, and make sure to like the video. Help my channel grow. It would be greatly appreciated. I definitely like to blow this channel up, both of these channels up, so appreciate any help you give me. And I just noticed tonight, with whoever the last viewer was to join in, I'm actually at 100 views for my Twitch stream. So thank you to everybody who comes and watches. That's cool. That's a milestone, and I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and pull our Titan here.
Your ship has been delivered to
And
the
with any
farm
luck, this one won't be
landing
bugged. Boom. Hangar 2. So we were in Hangar 1. Not anymore. Elevator's already here. So we're going to hit this little panel here to go to Hangar 2. There's our Titan in the distance. Short distance, but a distance nonetheless. So as you can see, the hangar's already opened up because we requested our ship. If you get into the same ship that you showed up in, the hangar will actually be closed and you have to speak to landing control again to open it up. Gonna hop in. So, now that I've already showed the power procedures, I'm just going to go ahead and hit 8. Let it do it for me. Alright, there we go. Looks like I'm probably going to have pretty good control of the ship. We're just going to point the nose straight up. Activate the afterburner. So, of course, max safe speed right now is 390, so we can't go much higher than that. Alright, so we just lost the altitude indicator. Let's go ahead and really burn into it. So this is what I was looking for earlier. This thing can actually go a lot faster than the 390 it was limiting us to. So 1,115 meters a second, which is much better. Go ahead and open up our Mobi-Glass here. And we're going to select Crusader first, and we're going to come back, select Delamar, and set our destination there, because that's going to give us our OM markers back. You have to have the planet. In order to get the OM markers, you have to have that planet or moon selected. So, as you can see, now that I've got the planet or the moon selected, I've got my OM markers up. Let's go ahead and jump to OM3. I know that OM3 and OM6, I believe, are the quote-unquote top and bottom of the planet, so this is probably my easiest way to get around. And let's try to find Crusader here. Maybe not. There it is, off in the distance. So that very large planet that we were next to earlier, there it is off in the distance, looking much, much smaller. But of course, this is a parent size. So, we're going to hit F2. We want to head back to Port Olisar. We know it's around Crusader. We're going to double-click Crusader and zoom in. Boom, there's Port Olisar showing up on our map. Click it, that destination. Hit F2 to close out. Put our nose, and hold B. What do we got here? Aurora. That's it. Let's take this fight. I'm down for it. We don't have much expensive cargo on us, so let's blow some stuff up. Let me check my weapons here. We actually have our missiles back, which is great. Not going to use them just yet. Alright, that little circle, that is where my weapons are pointed. Or, I should say, my weapons are pointed towards my crosshair. That is where it's calculating the speed and trajectory of the enemy ship and letting me know where my rounds need to be to land on the enemy ship, basically. As you can see, it's split into two there because we've got two sets of weapons. When they get far enough away, their basic signature radius, I guess you could call it, is too small for both guns to actually be hitting in the relative same place. Alright, so we got a missile lock. Let's go ahead and dump one at him, shall we? Boom, that's a hit. Didn't do much damage, but that's alright. Our rear shields are looking critical here. Whew. Alright, let's speed match. So I'm going to hit M It's gonna make me go the exact same speed that he is. Boom! Got him. Nice little explosion there. Okay, looks like he had friends that warped in, and he's still got more coming. We've got another Aurora on our tail. Do a nice little spin move. Match his speed. Speed up a little bit here and make sure we catch up, close the distance. Match speed again. Pulling away from us there. Ooh. Turned on us. Ideally, we want to save most of our non-rechargeable rounds for the bigger ships. Like the lasers are what we'll try to use to take out this next Aurora. If we get any caterpillars or constellations or something, we'll switch back to that little chain gun and some missiles. Bumped him there. I'm actually changing it up here. I'm not using the speed match anymore. I'm just gonna try to watch my distance to the target and manage my speed on my own. That way we don't end up losing him to sideways momentum or anything like that. So you can see that little orange on his ship. We're breaking through his shields. Something just exploded. Speed up a little bit. Just heard the contact warning, so we've got another enemy in the area. Rear shield's taking a little bit of damage there. So we're actually redding out here, you can see. That's because the G-forces, or in this case negative G-forces, are getting to us here. Ooh, another enemy passed in front of me and spun me off course there. Try to regain control, and boom, there we go. Close the distance on this guy again. Little bit of lag there. Okay, now that we're behind him, we'll do the speed match. And I'm going to speed up a little bit more. And he's turning on us, so we're going to slow down and be prepared to follow him. We've got his right side banged up pretty bad at the moment, so that's what we're going to try to shoot for here. But, I mean, we'll just take target area. So he is trailing some smoke here. Alright, he's protecting that that right side, showing us his left now. That's alright. Let's try to take care of him from whatever angle he gives us at this point. As soon as we punch through his shields again, he's probably dead. There we go. There we go. Alright, so let's switch targets here. We've got a Gladius. Sure, we'll engage that next. Engage these small fries first. We got some structural damage there. Saw it took off his tail fin. So he's going to go evasive now. Try to close this distance here on him. It looks like he's... I don't know if he's pulling those maneuvers. I think he's actually lost a little bit of control. So you're going to notice there's sometimes where I turn a little bit faster than usual. I'm using boost with X. It kind of overloads the boosters on the sides and top and bottom of my ship and allows me to turn with a little bit more power. The danger is overuse will make you black out or red out completely, which is definitely pretty dangerous in a situation like this. Alright, this guy's being a little squirrely. I don't think he has control of his ship. I don't think he's a priority target anymore. So we're going to switch this Aurora. There we go, we got him up close and personal. He's taking some damage. Got his belly exposed here. Oop. Tried to compensate for how close he was getting and it was just lag. Alright. It seems like we're starting to get a few too many ships in the area. We're starting to get quite a bit of interference with our frames here. So I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to stay in this fight. As you can see, you can kind of see individual frames when I'm getting closer to this guy. Just like that. You can see that little bit of a stutter. Can't tell, but it seems like they're getting a bit smarter on me. This guy is not exposing himself for himself to get a chance to get the shot as much as the last one did. we're taking fire to the rear there. Alright, let's match target velocity real quick. Alright, now I'm going to try to stay in on this guy if I can. Looks like I finally found his pattern a little bit. Guns are overheated. Waiting for him to come back online. Hopefully his shields don't go up too much in that time. We're going to switch to the chain gun here for a second while our other systems cool down. There we go. Got the kill. Next closest is another Aurora. And come on. What's his pattern here? Coming in close. I'm safe to assume the same thing about this one that I did the last guy. Just get in close and kind of strafe left a little bit and keep throttle at 100. And we should stay on him pretty well. We should have this guy pretty soon, I'm hoping. Oh, he's changing it up. Okay. Realizes he was taking hull damage. Just kind of try to keep peppering him here a little bit. Keep throttle at 100 and strafe right now and see what happens. And we'll get bumped. Cool, whatever. Let's close this gap a little bit. Now we'll start strafing. A little bit of delay there. Got a lot of ships in the area, so the lag is kind of to be expected at this point. Okay, here we go. Come on. Stick to him, stick to him. Shield recharge rate is killing me. Got a little bit of structural damage on him so far. There we go, there we go. Found the spot. That's him blowing chaff. Trying to break me off of him. We're gonna strafe left now. Back into right. He is going into extreme evasive right now. I swear we probably have every pirate in the system in this fight right now. Your shield's down again. Come on. There we go. Got him. All right, let's level off. Check our ammunition. How we doing? We've only got 92 shots left in our Tiger Strike. So I think we're about out of this fight. Let's see if we can find anything a little bit bigger. Cutlass Black, maybe. Looks like that's actually the biggest thing we're going to be fighting here. I'll keep doing some switching. See if we can find a Connie or a Caterpillar. But it's not looking like it. So. Oh well. Just find the closest Cutlass Black. That one right there. Fantastic. Alright. I'm gonna lock missiles onto this Cutlass. Missile lock is up. Missile away. Boom. Already got some shield damage. Pretty heavy. Gonna match speed here. Missile away. Taking a lot of shield damage from these small guys on the side. Looks like we're out of ammo on our primary. Another missile away. So I thought. Gonna be a little bit harder to take him down without our main cannon. Definitely more difficult if we can't get our missiles back up. And even more difficult if we keep lagging and getting bumped. So. Alright. I believe the time to get out of this fight is now. There's too many of them. So we'll point our nose at Port Olisar again. And get out of here. We took a few of them out, did some damage to some others. They've still got enough to interdict us again. Just another Aurora. But if we get involved in the fight, we're just gonna get a escalation like we did last time, so. I'll take the victors that we got and move along. Interesting, there's two of them. Keep hitting Y, see if I can get a target lock. Got a buck and a gladius, it looked like. Actually not wanting me to lock him. Okay. Let's Just keep jumping. Alright, there we go. We got a clean jump off. No interdiction warnings. Looks like we're going to make it all the way to Port Olisar this time. Saw a moon kind of fly past us to the left there. That was kind of cool. And here we are. And Crusader definitely looks much more menacing from this distance than it did from the distance of Delamar. Let's go ahead and request a landing here. Need to bring our sweet. We came back out of it. Perfect. Slow down here. So click on comms and call in a landing request to Port Levski. Or Port Levski, Port Olisar. Okay. On what, 4? 5. Okay. No, that's 1. I can read numbers. Okay. We're just coming over here, hit automated landing, let the ship do its thing. Power off, and exit.
Have a pleasant stay.
One thing you're going to notice up in the top right, there's that slightly red circle, little headshot with a target marker around it. That little red blip in that circle is my outlaw points, I guess you could say. I think I accidentally ran into one of my buddy's ships the other day or something. It's kind of finicky though, because they can be flying towards you and then you slightly shift left and you get outlaw points. We're going to go inside and we're going to complete this trade that we started. If my memory serves me correct, we spent about 2,300 on the Corundum at Levski. It was selling there for 2 each. And here, they're going to buy it for nothing because something's wrong. All of our cargo's gone. That's cool. Oh well, we'll get over it. So next, I'm making sure I have my gun equipped there. Speaking of that outlaw stuff in the top right, we're gonna go get that taken care of. There's actually a process you can go through to get rid of your outlaw points. The more you have, the longer this method takes. So just keep that in mind. You're gonna be hunkered down for a while if you've got a full bar. But with me only having 1 tick, I don't think it's gonna be that big of an issue. So let me open up my Moby Glass here. And go to my journal. That's not my journal. Okay. So, it says fixing your little crime stat problem. It says, hey, getting a crime stat can be a real pain, right? One little mistake, and ECN range and those Crusader security whacks are all over you. So ECN range is your protective services, basically. Sure, you could lay low for a little bit till the heat is off, but you're in luck, because I know a little fix to improve just about any crime stat situation. Turns out Crusader's latest construction project, Security Posts Array, Araya, however you want to say that, ran into a few problems that left it unstaffed, but still connected to the records database. Here's the plan. You head inside, hack the access terminal with the attached program, and just like that, lower crime stat rating. But hey, maybe you like getting hassled by those idiots. Rudo. It has the attachment, knock, to, app, whatever. You don't actually have to type that into anything, don't worry about it. But that's the basic story behind fixing your crime stat. So, security post Kare. I know that that's around Selin. So first things first, obviously we're not going to be able to warp through Crusader, so we're going to go to the Cryastro service station first. It looks like that's going to have us warp through Crusader, but it's actually not. It's a little bit to the side. Looks like we're running into a bug here again. There we go. Yeah, you can see it's a little bit off to the side, just enough for us to actually get a warp off to it. If it was just a little bit more to the left, we'd be in trouble.
Shields up. Quantum travel initiated.
So we're just gonna, of course, ignore these interdictions. Not interested in them right now. Running low on munitions and such.
Quantum travel initiated.
Kind of like a missile lock warning. Alright, so you can actually see Selin in the distance here, which is really cool. And you're going to kind of watch it get closer and closer to us, or technically us get closer and closer to it. That's Selin in the distance. It's one of the moons of Crusader. You can actually see some terrain features on it, some of the larger ones, but to me it's just really cool that you can actually see these moons. They're not just instances that load in. They're actually there, and you warp to them. So we're going to go in, and we're going to select Selin. I'm actually going to double click on it, and it looks like we're in luck. Security post is right there, so it's actually in warp range as well. So you can still kind of see it in the distance there. I'm going to activate my quantum drive. Oh, we are getting interdicted again. You can see that it's gotten a little bit larger, the parent size. Warp again.
Quantum travel initiated.
There we go. Clean jump. So you can see it getting closer and closer and closer. It never loads in. It just gets, we just get closer to it, which is cool to me. So we're actually not warping to the moon. We're warping to the security post. So luckily our crime stat's not high enough that the security post is going to fire at us with its automated turrets. But if your crime stat is high enough that you are legitimately showing as a pirate, this post will shoot at you. The turrets can't reach you from inside the landing zones, but up until then, you're going to get shot at, and they can put out some pretty decent damage. So this is one of the few places where you don't actually have to request a landing or get crime stat. We're just going to land here, shut the ship off, and exit. So we're going to pull our firearm out here because I know that some people like to camp this and catch people that are coming in to get their security status lowered. So I'm going to hit 2, pull out our little submachine gun here. So this does have airlocks on it, of course, depressurized, which is a good sign because that means nobody's come through this airlock, just to be safe. Here so far. There's a certain sound the process makes when you're lowering your crime stat, so I'm not worried about anybody else here lowering their crime stat that might want to pop me. Looks like we're all clear. And this is not going to take long at all. You come up to this terminal. It says login, biometric scan required. It basically acts like you put in the code, and it's accessing the criminal database. There's a cool little journal you can come pick up over here. Most of the time, I've already got it, so it's not going to let me pick it up. But if you come over to this pad and interact with it, it's going to allow you to interact. It's going to give you a journal entry, which is pretty cool. You can go and read that whenever you find it. So we're going to hunker down into a corner here and just kind of wait. So there's us looking into this little corridor, waiting for somebody to show up so we can blast them. I doubt anybody will show. But this does fire actual rounds. It's not some type of laser weapon. And just like that, our crime stat's gone. Still going to try to be a little bit conscious of our surroundings on the exit here. I don't know if that was just a glitch. Looks like it was. I thought I saw this door cycling. Thought somebody was coming in. That was a little bit of a heart racer. Looks like we're clear. You'll probably see me doing this a lot. I enjoy things that give me crime stat a little bit too much. We're gonna hit 8 to fully power on, get flight ready. Looks like some pirates followed us in, likely. And we're bugged again.
Aegis combat assist activated.
Alright, we're just gonna let the ship drift here a little bit.
Launch complete. Landing complete. Launch complete. Landing gear.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So, we were kind of glued to the pad there. Once we got our landing gear up, movement kicked in. So, a bunch of Auroras and Gladiuses and stuff probably.
Missile. Lock.
Yep.
Contact.
Not too worried about them. So, we're going to go ahead and look back towards Crusader. Select the Cryostro service. Set that as our destination. And you can see it's got a much wider angle from Crusader from this point.
Emergency stop.
And of course we're being interdicted. It's gonna keep on keeping on.
Travel initiated. Alert. Emergency stop. Contact. Quantum travel initiated.
We're gonna head over to Port Olisar. I'm gonna land, and then I think I'm gonna call it for this stream session.
Missile. Lock.
So we're at the Cryostro service station right now. Select Port Olisar. And boom. Okay. So as you can see, we had to put a little bit more distance in there to get out of warping into Crusader's atmosphere. We're basically going to be skimming right over it. See more moons in the distance there. It's really cool to me that you can do that.
Quantum travel complete.
And alright, here we are, back at Port Olisar. Throw down the landing gear. Request a landing.
Please proceed to assigned landing
I'm gonna
bay.
guess 1. Ooh, putting us on 2. Caught me trying to guess.
Automated landing initiated.
So you'll notice that when I throw down the landing gear, speed cap's at 50, which is great. Gives you a little bit more control when you're in areas like this. There we are, touching down.
Landing complete.
Power off the ship and exit.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
And I'm going to go ahead and call it from here. From what I've seen, the stream looked like it worked pretty successfully on my end. Definitely let me know if you saw anything that needs to be addressed. I appreciate it. But if you're watching this, or if you watch this on Twitch, thanks for tuning into the stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for checking in on my video. Definitely give me a follow on Twitch. Give me a subscribe on YouTube. Maybe like this video a little bit. Help my channel grow. Again, it's something I'm really looking forward to seeing happen. So, anyways, this has been Orkan. Been playing some Star Citizen. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.